Welcome to Hampton Hargate's online reading meeting. Parents who prioritise reading in a child's early years help them to succeed later in life. Our headline message to you as parents is to read at least 5 times a week with your child, to your child, every week. And here are 7 reasons why. Reading with your children gives them the skills needed for when they start to read themselves. Watching you follow words across the page from left to right and turning pages is essential for getting them ready to learn to read. They will probably ask you to read a particular favourite over and over again. You may think you can't possibly read that book one more time. However, please do bear with them, as this retelling is helping them to understand how stories work. Familiarity offers them comfort, and they might even memorise the story so that they can read it to you. This will help them to write their own stories one day and understand how narrative works. So yes, please do read Harry and the Bucket Full of Dinosaurs once again, and again, and again. You may not think storybooks are complicated, but they contain 50% more rare words than primetime television and day-to-day conversations with teenagers. When was the last time you used the words ivy, or swooped, or trunk in a conversation with a colleague? All these words are in the children's picture book, Owl Babies, by the way. Reading to your children leads to questions about the book and the information within. It gives you a chance to speak about what's happening and use this as a learning experience. Research shows that specific areas of the brain are transformed when young children are exposed to books from an early age. By consistently reading with your child every day, your child will also learn to concentrate and sit still for longer periods of time. Children who read books regularly and repeatedly learn to recognise a larger number of words by sight, which helps them to interact with words and symbols in their environment. When children really engage with a story, they can put themselves into the story. The setting becomes a reality. They can identify with characters, feel what they're feeling. Children begin to understand and relate to a wider range of emotions and understand cause and effect. Seeing a child guess what is going to happen and seeing the excitement in their eyes when they know what is going to be on the next page can be priceless. A routine of reading at bedtime can be a great way for both of you to wind down, relax, and bond. What's more, any learning that takes place just before sleep is particularly well remembered. If your child does not enjoy reading to you, check with your teacher whether their book is too hard. It shouldn't be a battle. Set them up for success by maybe reading the first few pages to get them started, or by taking turns to read. You might even ask, is it my turn to read or your turn? Or you might ask them to point at the words while you read, and then suggest swapping roles when you read the book a second time. Once a child is certain they'll be successful, they're usually raring to show you what they can do. There's nothing better than cuddling up and reading a book together. In summary, here are 4 top tips. Make sure you hear your child read regularly, but also read to them regularly. That's the really fun bit. Set your child up to succeed. If reading has become a battle, find ways of making it easier for them until they get their confidence back. Set up a routine that works for you. Before bed can be great, but maybe before school is also good at breakfast time, or straight after school. Always discuss the stories that you've read together. Talk about how the story makes you feel, or whether you liked it or whether you didn't. Talk about what you think might happen halfway through the story. It's good for them to see that sometimes your predictions are right and sometimes they're not. Ask them questions about the story. Check they've understood what's going on. What seems obvious to you is not always obvious to them. Most of all, you can be a model of somebody who really enjoys reading, and if you can pass that on to your children, you're giving them a great gift.